Alright, let's see. As we set this up again. Alright, where are the comments? Just so I don't miss any comments. Always struggling with this. Let's see. Alright. I think the comments will pop up over here. Yep. Alright, cool. Hey guys, it's been a while. So, actually have things to talk about today if there are no questions. So, the first thing, some of you may remember that there was this big controversy with Pokemon Go. As you guys know, I've cosplayed before as Spark from Pokemon Go. Well, there has been a resolution. Niantic has decided to restore the 80 meters versus 40 meters distance, which will allow us to play more, which is nice because it was a little sad. I would literally be standing on top of a Pokestop and not be able to spin it. So now that they have restored the 80 meters, they have, which allows players who have issues with drift or GPS on their phone, like I do, to deal with that and play normally again. So that was a nice change. I was not actually expecting them to listen, but I guess, at least in my opinion, they probably lost enough money from enough angry players that they're like, oh shoot, we have to do something about it. So they did. We're happy about that. They said they're going to try to communicate better and that more changes are upcoming, but they haven't really given us much details on that, so we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I do plan on going. I have actually bought the tickets, so for Anime New York City, still have to get tickets for my husband, but whatever. It works, right? But, yeah, so I will be planning to attend Anime New York City at least one day. As a teacher, I got the professional ticket, so the weekend ticket is cheaper than a one-day ticket, so I am going. We will see how that pans out. Hopefully there will be no health issues and I can enjoy it to the fullest, but either way, I am intending to go at least one day, maybe more. So any of those of you guys who are going to be at Anime New York City, hope to see you there. I am also, for those in the New York City area, going to be attempting to host a small cosplay meetup at Prospect Park. For those who are interested in joining, all are welcome on Halloween. I figure that's like a good, day to have a cosplay meetup. And we won't even get as many funny looks as we normally do. Not that I care that much about the funny looks. They'll live. It's not like we're hurting anybody. So, for those of you who are in the area for Halloween, feel free to join us at Prospect Park between 1 and 5 p.m. And that is Eastern Time, but again, if you're in New York City, you'll pretty much know when that is. So those are the, I think, biggest updates. If any of you guys are van verified for New York City Comic Con, I believe they had one more round of tickets go on sale today. I haven't actually had a chance to check. I'm not too worried whether I get those tickets or not, though, because the first time I went, it was so crowded, it was so overwhelming, I had a panic attack. So I'm looking into it. I may go, but I'm definitely going to Anime New York City, which is by far my favorite cosplay event here in New York City. Though there are some meetups. There's a Disney meetup coming up that I'm hoping to maybe fix my new Anna costume and use that for. There's some other meetups, but I know there's one upcoming this Labor Day that I may or may not go to. I'm not really sure what's going on there, as I have some doctor appointments this weekend that will see how I feel after that. Either way, it's the middle of the day, so not as many people here, and that's a-okay. But if you have a question, feel free to ask. Otherwise, things are, as I mentioned before, we are moving forward. Cosplay events are coming back, but there are vaccine mandates from what I can tell now, because I was not able to answer this last time, as the guidance had not yet come out for children under 12 who could not get the vaccine. So my understanding now, at least from what I could see with Anime New York City, is if you're over 12, you have to be vaccinated. You have to show proof of vaccination. For those in the New York City area, you can download the Excelsior Pass and download your proof right on there, so it's always on your phone. But many of us cosplay as families, and there are children who are under 12 who cannot get vaccinated. So from what I can tell, at least with Anime New York City, children under 12 have to get a COVID test within 3 days prior of the con and bring the proof of the negative COVID test. So I literally, for this doctor thing that I have this weekend going on, had to get a COVID test before I can go into the clinic. I literally had the results next day, so they are still pretty, and that was the longer one, not the rapid. So there are places where you can get the test results pretty quickly within the 3-day window. For those who have children who they want to go to the con still, they need to bring a proof of a negative COVID test. If they are under 12, you have to be vaccinated if you're over 12. Those are the current guidance for those who want to attend conventions and stuff, at least here in New York City. Whether that's going to change as things get closer to the con, especially as things start shifting more indoors, as the weather is going to start getting colder, and there may be some spikes in the Delta variant. I cannot tell you. It could be stricter, it could be not. We also don't know when the FDA is going to emergency approve for under 12. But as of right now, those are the rules for most of the conventions that at least local conventions in New York City, those are the rules. If you guys have any questions or want to talk about or considering the vaccine and want to know my experience, because as I said, I am vaccinated, you are welcome to send me a PM. I'm happy to let you know how it worked out for me, because I do understand a lot of people are nervous about this vaccine since we usually have more testing. But again, I think a lot of people don't realize that this particular vaccine has, though it's specific for COVID, the this RNA vaccines have actually been studied for years for different SARS variants, but got focused on in recent years because of COVID. So there is actually more studies than a lot of people realize. Okay, so I think those are the biggest updates for anybody who's curious and wants to ask questions. Again, I've been doing these midday, not as many people available, but it'll be going back into the evening once I start school up, which is end of next week. So that'll go back to that. But again, just a brief summary of what I've gone over so far. At least for those in the Pokemon Go community, the increased distance is back, and they have said it's going to be permanent. Yay! For those going to cons in New York City, you either require proof of vaccination if you're over 12. If you're under 12, you have to have proof that you've taken a COVID test in the last 3 days and were negative. Otherwise, like I said, I'm working on a cosplay for the Princess Anna. I did get it. It's beautiful. There's some things I need to fix up with it, but I mean, nothing's perfect. But most of the fixes are easy. The hardest part is going to be the boots, which don't close because I got fat calves. It's a thing. Nothing I can do about it. Most boots, unfortunately, don't fit because of that, so I'm thinking, and I mean, if any of you guys are people who actually make costumes or alter things, I'm happy for advice, at least for the boots. I'm thinking of finding either felt or leather that matches the color of the boots and velcroing it to the inside of the boot to help keep the boot closed and stabilized, because they do have some heels and they're already harder to walk in, and with them not being fully closed, they don't provide as much support. So I am working on that, or I will be working on that. I have to go find some material that matches so that I can put some Velcro in, at least on, maybe sew the felt or leather in on one side, and then Velcro it to tighten it on the other, so that I can wear them with some security and them actually look closed, because again, big thighs. So, or I guess calves in this case. Otherwise, the fixes for that, which I am looking into a Disney cosplay shoot, we'll see if that actually happens. I haven't committed to or anything, but otherwise the cloak, the button popped off on this, that should be an easy fix to re-secure the button, and then the chain will be closed again. And then the last fix was the brown dress part. The slit comes up above where the pants end, and I feel like they should probably not show my skin there, so just either a few little dots or pins to keep that closed. Otherwise, again, those of you who have more experience playing around with costumes and stuff, happy to hear suggestions for that, but otherwise, yeah, that's what's going on there. Not really looking at too many more costumes, getting new ones right now, other than that, just because I haven't had a chance to cosplay in a while, and I just did buy this nice costume that I'd like to actually use. Sorry guys, nose itches. And so yeah. Otherwise, this is not necessarily cosplay related, but I did finally pay off my student loans, so that's more money for maybe future cosplays and conventions or things like that. Though, let's be honest, I'm an adult. It's probably mostly going into retirement at this point, as adults should do, because you never know what's going to happen. But that's a, cool milestone. I also hit level 50 in Pokemon Go, so another milestone, yay. But otherwise, yeah. Mostly plans at this point. Not so much, what's the word I'm looking for? Actual cosplay, unfortunately. It's been a busier summer than I was expecting. I just saw a friend who is actually a cosplay friend get married. Her wedding was awesome. She looked like an elven princess. And she had, of course, the one thing I wish I had at my wedding, but just didn't end up doing, couldn't argue the cost at the time, was like the photo purikura, or like photo booth things that you take pictures and instant images, and they had a lot of, as a cosplayer, they had a lot of fun props and things like that, which was cool. We did that. But hey, I mean, you might have seen, I think I posted, or I will be posting, the few snapshots of that I took last time. Otherwise, yeah. Go cosplayers who have weddings. We always have interesting stuff. In fact, they had some of the best music. There was totally Zelda there. Some other ones. I mean, I can't really say anything. I definitely had Kingdom Hearts and Disney at my wedding myself. But hey. So, doesn't look like a lot of people are on today. And that is okay. But I still wanted to give you guys an update. Let you guys know. So, unless there's any questions, I think I'm going to go to cut it short today. And have a great day, guys. Thank you for everything. Always appreciate your support and your suggestions. If you guys have any questions about anything cosplay related and stuff like that, let me know. Hopefully, like I said, I have some doctor's appointments. They'll figure out why I can't sleep well, and maybe I'll have some more energy for doing more streaming and stuff, which would be exciting because I would really like to get into that. Otherwise, I've been reading, and that's always fun. I do enjoy that. So, have a great day, guys, and I will see you guys next time with an update or questions. Just let me know. Bye, guys.